Hi, friends.
Welcome to of Catching Up with J&K.
Welcome.
Today's episode, we are going to talk about our fears and how to overcome them.
I'm nervous.
I am too. This one's going to be pretty deep, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. It could be, but I'm also just nervous about the vulnerability, but we'll get there.
But before we get started, Karen, how are you? How was your week?
It was a good week. I'm doing well. Well, knock on wood, but I'm healthy considering the circumstances, and I'm pretty good. How are you?
Same. I haven't really been going out too much, like other than the grocery stores. You know, dodging the bullets here and there. Always a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my biggest, I mean, you know this, I always ask you to kill them. I have a huge phobia of spiders.
Do you?
Yeah, I have arachnophobia. So every time Karen comes over, I see a spider, I just ask her to kill it. And it's not just her, like all my friends. I'm like, can you kill, no matter how small it is.
Okay.
I'm always asking people to kill spiders. And honestly, spiders are very helpful to like
the ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why I'm so afraid of them. I think it's just like the way they look and how fuzzy they are. And like I'm like cringing right now like, talking about it, like imagining it in my head. But I think what really tipped it off was when I was young, I had a family trip to the Philippines.
Okay.
And I forgot, we stayed at a hotel for my cousin's wedding. And when we checked in, right when we went to the hotel room, the window was open.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, that's kind of weird. Normally they don't leave the window open at hotel rooms or in hotel rooms.
Yeah, that is weird, actually.
Yeah, so we didn't really think anything of it. Like, we didn't give it a second thought. We just were concerned, like, why it was open in the first place. Oh, God. So we woke up, and it was like 4 a.m., and then we were just chatting and whatever, and then all of a sudden my brother, we shared, the room was kind of small.
Okay.
So it's like me and my cousin on the bed, and then my brother slept on the floor.
I think I know the direction of the story.
Yeah, so, oh God, so my dad came in to the room, and I think he brought food, so we were eating, and then all of a sudden my brother, he was sleeping on the floor, he woke up, and he turned to the wall, he faced the wall, and it was a big spider just right next to his face, like so close to it, and it was so big. Girl, like, I'm not exaggerating. Okay, so my hand, man, for people who are listening, I don't know how to explain it, but like, think of, after my dad had finally killed the spider was so big that the legs were hanging off my dad's hand.
Ew.
It was so big.
Wait, did he kill it with his hands?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because, okay, so right when my brother saw it, we screamed, I screamed, we were freaking out, and the spider zoomed past us, like it was on the wall crawling so fast with those long legs. It went like towards the bed, it went behind the bed.
I saw your Instagram stories. I think you put either you or one of your brothers posted it on Instagram stories, and I saw it, and I was mortified for you because it would look ginormous.
It was so big. It was abnormal, like made in a lab or something, freaking mutated. I don't know what it was, but it was huge. I'm like cringing, like thinking about it. But then like, so me and my brother were freaking out, and my cousin and my dad were chasing the spider and like moving all the hotel furniture around just to kill it.
Yeah.
Because we were really making a noise, like a huge, like big sound, and I'm sure all the other like neighboring rooms were like, what the hell is going on in that room? But so me and my brother, we went in the bathroom and we put like towels on the in between the door and like the floor, like that crease.
Oh, okay.
Just so it couldn't slip under.
Yeah.
And we still had to get ready. So my dad and my cousin were like, okay, take a shower, like brush your teeth, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was literally sitting on the toilet, like crouching down with the lid down. Yeah, because I was just like, oh my gosh. And my brother had to hurry up and take a shower. Yeah, it was freaking traumatizing. And then my dad, he's like, don't worry, I killed it. I finally, like, I got it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I saw the spider in his hand. It was freaking huge. The legs were like hanging off of my dad's hand, and my dad's hand, I don't think it's like that big, but it's not like tiny.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my goodness, so freaking traumatized, and we were pissed because I think it was because the window was open.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been back to the hotel again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. And I know, and my dad was like really mad. He was like, you're bigger than the spider. Like, you could kill it. Like, it's not dangerous.
I was gonna ask, was it dangerous? Because I believe that, I'm sure I'm 100% wrong here, but I think that all spiders are dangerous.
Are dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Oh, same. I thought you were going to say aren't dangerous. I was like, girl, let me pull up some notes here. No, but it is really, I think it was dangerous, but maybe not like poisonous to us, but maybe just like, dangerous for my mental like health. Yeah. I was so traumatized by that, and like, I think we had to check out the next day or something because I couldn't keep it together. I was like, no. It was really, really bad. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry you experienced that.
But in terms of coming over that fear, it's kind of getting a little better because before I could like even the tiniest of spiders, like the size of a tick, I would kind of be freaked out.
Oh, okay.
But ever since I got my dog and like I've been seeing ticks on him like in the summertime and like kind of not regularly because we have tick medicine, but because summers and like deer ticks are out, I'm more exposed to smaller spiders. Okay. Especially in the summer, so I feel like they don't scare me as much, but like the daddy long legs and stuff like that, like I'll kill it, and sometimes I don't wear my glasses when I'm in the basement just so I don't see them. But then if I see something,
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, exactly. But then if I see something crawling, I like think it's, I don't know, like a beetle or something else, and those I'm not scared of. Yeah, like, I can just kill it right away. Like I'm not scared of snakes. I'm not scared of rats.
Really?
I'm not scared of any of that.
I'm more scared of snakes and rats than spiders.
Yeah, spiders, number one.
But it's those fangs.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Spiders with fangs really creep me out.
Yeah, thank God I've never seen one of those. Yeah. Like, I don't know what. I would probably set this house on fire or something. For my own protection.
Let it burn down.
Exactly. Like, it's traumatizing. So when I moved to, like, a different state and like for college and stuff like that, that was my number one concern, like seeing spiders. So I would heavily disinfect like my room and like the floors, and I would just be paranoid for like the first week. Okay. But I'm working on it. I feel like getting over that fear slowly is just more about exposure. Okay. Because like the more I see it, I feel like then I won't be as afraid. Or maybe I will, but I won't be as shocked. Yeah. Not like that incident in the hotel. Yeah. That was like... Yeah. It sounded like I was being tortured, I'm sure. Like, probably all these neighbors, or the neighboring hotel rooms are like, what the heck is going on?
What is going on over
here? Yeah. But yeah, so thank you for killing all those spiders.
Yeah, the last time I came over, there were some spiders in the corner of Jonah's basement, and she asked me to kill them, but I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll do it.
So you're not scared of like the smaller spiders?
I am scared of the small, fast ones, but the ones that look like the daddy long legs, the ones that look like they're slower, I guess. Okay. I don't have an issue with them. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I don't have a spider phobia.
Sorry, I heard something.
It was my earrings jingling.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I heard something. I was freaked out. Okay,
alright.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I'm sweating. My earrings. Yeah, sorry.
Am I sweating now? Because I can like picture it.
No. Oh,
it's okay. So, what are you scared of?
I have notes. So first of all, I wanted to understand, I'm going to read off my notes in the bottom here, but first of all, I just want to understand the definition of fear itself. So I Googled it, and I was like, okay, well, what is fear? And fear is to be afraid of someone or something that's likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening. So then I thought, okay, fine, sure. So what does that mean? Like, how does someone really get fear? Or how is that, like, how does that come to be? And so then I Googled the Smithsonian Magazine. They have an article dating 2017. And it says, it's titled, What Happens in the Brain When We Feel Fear? And essentially they said that it's a fundamental, deeply wired reaction that's evolved over a history of biology. And it's meant to protect organisms against perceived threat to their integrity or existence. So I guess you can see spiders as a threat.
Yeah, they are a threat.
Yeah. And so then I took that and I was thinking about how when I was a kid, I wasn't afraid of bugs. I wasn't afraid of insects. I remember I have this vivid memory of walking to school and maybe stumbling across a caterpillar on the sidewalk and picking it up and putting it on my hand, on my arm, and like caressing the fuzziness, and then saying, "Okay, little caterpillar, let me put you on the leaf, and you can do your thing." And
So cute.
yeah, like I was really into insects and bugs, and when I think about like now as an adult, I don't like them. When I see a caterpillar, I get goosebumps.
Yeah.
I get grossed out. I don't like its, wrinkled body and how it moves, and I just how it crawls. And so then I think, wow, like how did that come to be? And I think it's because now as an adult, I'm not so innocent and I have more awareness. And so it's just like, oh, well, now I know that some insects and bugs can be dangerous or can be a threat to us. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, no. Or when I was a kid, I remember being in elementary school and walking down the staircase in the playground. And at the very bottom of the staircase, there was a trash can. And there were bees swarming it. But I never cared. I never paid attention as a kid. So I've crossed it like several times. So I'm like, all right, bees, whatever. And then one day I was swinging my arms, going down the stairs when a bee stung me.
Oh,
I know. So then ever since then, I've been paranoid of bees.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, okay, like I keep my distance from them. I know the purpose that they serve, but I'm like, all right, you stay over there. I'm gonna keep my distance from you, and we'll have a merry relationship. So now it's just like I have more awareness,
right?
Yeah, and so that's that.
Mm-hmm.
But those I consider smaller fears for me because I don't have a phobia. I just see them, I'm afraid, but then I think, oh, okay, well, I know what to do. I know to keep my distance. I know I'm not gonna, pick up caterpillars anymore, put them on my arm.
Yeah.
But so those are things that I think the word is conceptualize and put into context. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, those are these smaller fears. But then I also have sort of these bigger fears, and those are more like nature. So nature, I think, is beautiful, but it should be respected. Mm-hmm. So when I went hiking in California with my friend, there was a trail that he wanted to go on before the day ended. And it was a little lonely. There weren't many hikers. We stumbled upon one or two straggling hikers, but not many. And I started to panic. I was terrified because there were a lot of signs about bear crossings. And I panicked, and I was telling my friend, like, I'm scared, I'm nervous, like, I want to do this, I want to reach the end of this hike, but I'm telling you right now, I am freaking out. Yeah. And, well, luckily, he wasn't afraid, so he was like, no, we can do this, we'll be fine. I know, you're looking at me like, he's crazy, but I put my trust in him, and I trust, I guess, his energy of not being afraid. And so I was like, okay, like, I can do this. But in that moment, like, I was shaking and sweating, and I started speaking loudly because I think one of the rules, or one of the instructions for, bear encounters or something, or avoiding a bear encounter, is to speak loudly. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, okay, but I'm going to start singing, and my voice is going to be really high-pitched, and let's just be loud. But I was also nervous, so I didn't want to speak so loudly, because I was like, I'd rather them just not know that we're here. So, all that to say that when reading this article, going back to the article that I read, it said that a major factor in how we experience fear has to do with the context. So your thinking part of the brain feeds or gives feedback to the emotional part of the brain. So, and then it said learning through instruction helps us a lot, and it could either benefit or harm us because it could cause more fear, or it could help us with and assessing our fears. So like the fear of the bears, like he knew beforehand he knew what to do. Like, you know, the instructions in national parks, I think, are to make noise. I think there are some where it's like never turn your back on the bear, so never walk back. Oh, walk backwards if you can. Keep your distance. And then there are other instructions just in case you are approached by the bear. But yeah, so respecting nature, and to go along with the respecting nature fear that I have, like, I'm also terrified of large bodies of water, mostly because I can't swim.
Okay, yeah.
And I can only float. And I don't know, my mother has instilled this fear in me of undercurrents and how they can pull you in. I know the instruction is to swim sideways, but I feel like in that moment of panic, I won't be able to think of that. And I'm going to want to swim up or down, and that's not what I should be doing. So, like, nature, man.
Yeah.
Nature is scary.
Wait, so how do you... Because when we went to Mexico, you went snorkeling with us. So how did you, like, overcome that in that moment?
Well, definitely we were with a large group, so I felt safe. We were with an instructor, and I was like, okay, well, just in case I do drown, there are people around me that could save my life. I had, you know, we had the life vests. I was terrified of the ecosystem, so like the large fish that we encountered or we saw in the water. Oh my goodness, I almost fainted being in the water. But what helped me was picking up the energy of everybody else. Everyone else looked excited. Everyone else looked ready. So I was like, you know what? I can do this. Like, they look calm and fine. I can be calm and fine.
Yeah.
And I had my life vest, so that was helpful. And that's how I overcame that fear. But I was still scared in the moment.
Okay.
Because I was hanging on to, I don't know, it's like a donut.
Yeah, the life preserve.
Yes, I was holding on to that with my dear life.
Yeah, I remember that. Wait, so what did you make it towards the end of the hike?
We did, and we didn't come across a bear. And once we were finished, like, I was like, okay, we got to run back.
Wow. Yeah. So
at the end,
run back?
Like run back, like hurry
to go back
to the beginning of the trail.
Oh, not going through the trail again to go back to where you started.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I was like, whoa.
So we made it to the destination. It was like this waterfall that did not meet my expectation. I was like, this was not worth the hike. Oh my goodness. We made it to that, and then on our way back, I was just like, okay, like, we have to hurry. Like, I don't want to walk slow on our way back. Like, I'm ready to get out.
Yeah.
So I was like almost jogging.
Wait, so did the friend that you were with, was he prepared to fight the bear, or like what were other ways that you've?
I don't know if he seemed calmed about it, and I think, I don't know. He's encountered bears before in other hikes, like just from a distance, but not face to face. So I really don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I just know that he didn't really seem bothered by it. I mean, he was still scared. He's human, and bears are life-threatening. Yeah. But I could tell that I don't know if he was prepared, but I know that he didn't seem too scared. Yeah.
And I'm sure that helps.
And that gave me strength.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like that's the same, like, I've never went on a hike that encountered any bears or had any signs about bears or anything like that. But like, even in the water, like, when we went to Mexico and we had to go in that cenote and we couldn't see the bottom.
Oh, that one is another one.
That was creepy. Yeah, I have never been so deep in the water like that. I mean, like,
we weren't deep in it. We were on the surface, but the water was really deep.
Oh my gosh. I remember we had the camera and we're like, I want to see, but we were both too scared to look down, so we just recorded the video, and then we were going to look at it later. Yeah. Because it was so scary.
We did not want to look at it in the moment.
Yeah. It was like, oh gosh. But it's crazy because we had life jackets, and there were life lifeguards there. There were other people who were swimming. I mean, they're like freaking tour groups.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I totally know what you mean. Where it's like they're like those people there gave us strength to stay in the water a little bit longer, or just to play around and have fun, basically, in the cenote. Versus if we were alone, I would not even imagine going.
Maybe we just have this bad habit of catastrophizing things, like just where we think of like the worst case scenarios or something. Because that's what I was doing while we were in that sinkhole. I was like, you know, because I felt something run up against my leg.
Oh,
do you remember that?
I think I do.
And my brother was like, "Oh, was it you or your brother?" They're like, "Oh, was it me?"
Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah. I remember.
That wasn't me. And then instantly I thought, okay, there has to be a dragon underneath.
Yeah,
and it's gonna come out and eat us alive.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know what you mean. Like, you always think the worst that's gonna happen because like even when I travel like solo, I always think like I'm gonna get kidnapped or like even let's say I'm like taking a walk or I'm at the mall or something and I'm going to my car and I see a dog that needs help. Like, I would go to that dog, but then I every time I see something like that, I always second guess because I'm like, who's around me? Like,
is it a trap?
Right, exactly. Like, I always think the worst, which I don't know, it could be good or not.
I don't know. I go back and forth too.
Those type of thoughts definitely control us. So let's say that dog really needed my help, and it wasn't a trap, right? But I was too scared to help that dog, so then I just left. And I mean, there are other ways. Like, you could call the animal shelter, or you can like call for help. Yeah. But in that moment, it's hard to tell whether or not. Yeah, and I feel like I'm always on my toes about that stuff, which is really can be.
I think it's helpful.
Yeah.
It's helpful. I understand how it can be difficult because you limit yourself from being able to do a good deed or being able to experience the excursion or whatever. Right. I recently watched this documentary, Addicted to Life. Oh. And it's about several extreme athletes who drop everything to do the sport or play the sport that they love. Okay. And they have like extreme surfers and extreme kayaking and stuff like that. And it looks terrifying. But they said that they're addicted to the fear. Like, they're addicted to that like unknown or adrenaline rush.
Yeah, exactly. And they like that feeling because it pushes them forward to complete the race or to compete. And then afterwards, once they have done it, then they're like, it's like another milestone or something like that.
Yeah, and I was like that as a kid. I was an adrenaline junkie as a teenager.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not like that anymore. That Karen is done. That Karen has left this body.
Oh my God.
But I was a thrill seeker. I loved getting on roller coasters. Yeah. And I wanted to, I always liked getting on the very front seat or in the very back seat, just because of like inertia and all that. But like, I loved feeling that adrenaline, and it didn't. And when I was a kid, a teenager, I remember starting to look into like the most highest roller coaster in the United States, and then trying to convince my parents to take me to it.
Oh my God.
I loved Adrenaline Rush.
That's crazy. Yeah. I would never have known that.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, but now as an adult, I hate it. Yeah. The last time I was on a roller coaster, I blacked out.
Yeah.
And
wow.
I was like, and I didn't like that feeling, so I thought, no, those days are done.
Yeah. When you see other people on the roller coaster, like your sister, or if your mom were to go on the roller coaster, would you be scared for them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Or if they were on that trail with you, or they did the trail on their own, would you be scared? Like,
yes.
Oh, there's a bear? Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would be afraid for them, yeah.
Yeah, that's another fear of mine, like, putting someone into those situations where I'm already afraid of the situation itself, but then it's 10 times worse when it's someone else.
But did you put them in that situation, or did they put themselves in that situation?
Good question.
Yeah.
So the instance with the hotel and the spider, I did not put them in that situation, that's for sure. But I feel like if it was just my brother and my dad or something, or if it was just my brother alone.
What if it was just you and your brother?
Oh my gosh, we would have ran out of that room. Like, that would have been we would have been screaming down the hall, like, calling the authorities or the hotel staff to help us and leaving all our belongings and our IDs and everything, just a door wide open. Because it's like that. I feel like it's that terrifying.
But then you had someone stoic like your father there.
Yeah, and also, that definitely helped. I feel like the people that you surround yourself, like you said, also like give you strength and how they keep a level head or something. Yeah, like I feel like, of course, fear is like a mental thing, and it's so hard to get over that. But definitely, if you have someone who is stronger in that sense or in that experience or something, then it's definitely it definitely makes a strength. Because like with my dad, I mean, I was so scared. Don't get me wrong, I did not help the situation at all, but just knowing that he was able to kill it, and because he's used to that, like he grew up with that, and those are like his friends or something growing up. So he was really not scared. He was just like, okay, whatever, like it's done. And that also gave me strength. You know what? Let's just go. You know, because I would have been like paralyzed and still in that bathroom, like, with the lid down, sitting on the toilet, like crouching down.
Yeah. Aww. What else, Jonah?
The other thing that I'm really scared about is losing my memory, like Alzheimer's
and dementia.
Yeah, dementia. Yeah, like I am really scared of that. Not only for myself, but like all my friends and like everyone in general. Like I just feel like that's the worst thing. I don't want to say it's the worst thing because there are a lot of things that could happen that are definitely terrible.
I understand.
It's for me. I feel like it's one of the worst things that could happen. Because
I agree.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
Dude.
I am scared of that same.
Yeah, like I had a friend who was in a really, really bad car accident, and she lost a lot of her memory, and I can't even imagine what that would be like for the parents and for all her friends and her siblings to not know all of these special moments that they shared.
Yeah,
you know. So my parents are getting a little bit older, and they forget a lot of things now. And I think it's also due to stress, and they're probably thinking a lot about work and financials and probably like retirement or something like that. And I really get freaked out. And sometimes in the back of my head, I'm like, is this the beginning? Or like, are these the signs? Am I ignoring the signs? Or should I take this more seriously? Like I get freaked out because I always think like, one day I'm going to wake up and my mom or my dad's like not going to know who I am or something. And I feel like that's so sad. And all those memories that we shared together, like I mean, we can, create new memories, but with dementia and with Alzheimer's, like it's like not always going to stick, Yeah. I don't know. We can, and I don't know how to overcome that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I just feel like I just have to ignore it and like hope for the best and like pray that it's just gonna be better.
That's difficult.
Yeah, like I don't know how you can overcome that fear because it's like I don't want to say it's inevitable, but if it does happen, then it is inevitable because there's not much we can do other than like try to de-stress and just take care of our bodies and stuff like that.
Is there a history of dementia or Alzheimer's in your family?
No, thank God, yeah.
So, but does that, knowing that you don't really have a history of it, does that help ease a lot of the stress and uncertainty?
It does, yeah. But then I always think about, like it does to an extent because I think about like a car accident or a really freak accident. So it's like I can't, like even though we don't have it in our genes, whether it's hereditary or not,
that's
like those unfortunate, unforeseeable events can happen.
True.
Like kind of like everything with COVID, like no one had no idea. Well, a lot of people didn't know that we would be in this state of the world like this year or ever. Yeah. And like that type of uncertainty is like really dizzying at times. So I just kind of push those thoughts aside and I just don't think about them. But then sometimes I think like what am I doing to try to help them? Am I making it worse? Am I putting more stress on them? And meaning my parents. Like, for example, like, how do I prevent that? But you can't really prevent things like that because you just don't know. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, like, if I was scared of car accidents all the time, I would never leave my house because
you would never drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Or be in a car. Yeah, leave the house, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I mean, I guess I can ride public transportation, but it's kind of like the same thing. Like, something could happen on that bus or metro or attacks. I mean, yeah, you know, like anything could happen. It's just that fear is like really scary.
It is. It is. And I understand you because I fear the same thing. Yeah. So, and it's a real thing that's happening. And to be honest, I was mostly like I knew about it, but I was never really exposed to it until I downloaded TikTok, and then people, I don't know, the algorithm somehow paired me with caretakers of dementia patients, and I thought, wow, like this is real.
Yeah.
And I liked one video, and I guess TikTok picked that up and it started showing me more videos, and I thought, this is real. I don't have any other words. Like this is happening, and this is the first time I'm actually seeing so much of it, and I thought, wow, yeah. Another one of the bigger fears that I have is the fear of the unknown, and it hasn't become severe where it's turned into a phobia, but if I allow it to, if I go down this rabbit hole of not knowing what to do, then it can get to that point, but I talk myself out of it not getting there. But I have this bad habit of crossing the bridge before it gets there. So
Same. Before
I get there.
Yeah.
So my mom hates this about me. So like I'll think of scenarios. I think this comes into play with what I said earlier, I can't pronounce this word, catastrophizing things. So I think of scenarios where I'm thinking that nothing's going to go my way, my expectations will not be met, and then I sort of avoid doing things because I'm afraid of those things coming true. Mm-hmm. So like currently to get really raw and personal is relationships and a marriage. Will I get married? Will I have a happy marriage? One of my goals is to get along with my spouse's family because personally, my dad's mother didn't attend my mother's wedding with my dad, so that sort of, and I can tell that left like this resentment in my mom's heart. And I don't want to experience that, so I'm scared. I'm determined to really get along with my spouse's family because I don't want that to happen to me.
Right? Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah, it is. Also, having children, childbirth. Oh my gosh, raising children.
Yes.
But I'm not even there yet. Yeah. So there I am again, like just crossing the bridge before I get there. And usually I bring this to the attention of my mom. My mom is very brave, and she's the risk taker in our family. Oh. My dad's risk adverse. So I take on my father's qualities. And then sometimes, for the most part, I do take on my mother's. But she's like, hey, Karen, like, just be present, live in the moment right now. Everything takes time. Mm-hmm. You can't have everything instantly. Yeah. Or you can't set expectations. You just need to be present, but still be aware, be observant, and then make decisions. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I sort of come to terms with my reality. And I'm just like, okay, well, let me not jump to conclusions or just like cross a bridge that's never even been presented in front of me, and chill out.
Do you meditate?
I don't.
Okay, I just picked this up during the whole when the pandemic started because I was really freaking out. Mm-hmm. But I think like meditating definitely helps, and I definitely would not be saying this if I didn't believe it. Mm-hmm. But like practicing that mindfulness and like literally just being in the moment, like not worrying about what's happening tomorrow or an hour from now, and just doing what you can do right now at this moment in time, I feel like helped a lot because not everything's going to go your way. Not everything's going to go as planned. Things come up, whether they're good and they're bad, and like not maybe, but when we don't really realize it, the things the unexpected that happens, but it was bound to happen, you know? It's
sure.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's fate or anything cliche like that, but like it was written in the stars. No, I'm kidding. No, but it was really like it was just meant to be. Like we were meant to be in this whole situation.
Sure.
I don't know if that sounds really.
I would think so,
like,
but
cliche
I
or
would think
something.
about it from like a biblical standpoint.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
like Old Testament, like come on.
Yeah. And like, of course it could have been prevented, but we just can't go back in time to change that. So what can we do right now in this moment to help us in the next moment?
Yeah.
So I feel like that type of, for me, like that, like meditation and like just practicing that type of mindfulness, or like whether it's praying or just like journaling or whatever helps everyone get through the day.
Yeah.
I feel like that's super important to help control that fear of the unknown.
Okay.
Yeah, because girl, I'm with you. When you were like 10 steps ahead or like going to that bridge, I'm like, yes, let me just list them for you. I do that all the freaking time.
Yeah, and that's not even the end of my list. Like, it goes on. Career.
Yes.
Yeah, so, but we can touch on that another time.
Yes.
Yeah, so I get it. And what I do to overcome it is, well, I was born and raised Roman Catholic. And I have faith in God, and so I put my faith in Him. And part of having faith, in my opinion, I could be wrong, is letting go of the control and surrendering myself, which is hard because I am someone that likes to take control of things. But I don't know if that means I'm type A. I just know.
I think it does.
Are you picking up that I'm type A?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because I didn't think I was. But
maybe not like 100%.
Okay.
Maybe like, 75.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I could totally be making that up, but yeah.
Okay. But surrendering myself, lowering my expectations. Yeah, I that was a big one. Big learning lesson for me is just stop having expectations, or if you can't stop them, just lower them and just go with the flow. Becoming informed has helped me, but not. I know that right now news is presented to us everywhere, so it can become overwhelming. So I like to inform myself on the most fundamental facts, and then just stick to that and not really allow other news overcrowd or saturate my mind, because then I will become overwhelmed and get anxious and just panic.
Yeah.
So becoming informed, but just with the fundamentals, has helped me, especially in this pandemic. And just having small attainable achievements throughout the day, just so that I can, or with whatever goal I'm trying to achieve, and then growth or self-improvement. So that can be, just theories, philosophies, or putting things into practice. Lately I've been listening to Jordan, what's his last name? I don't know, Jordan Peterson, and he talks a lot about self-growth, and I like his philosophy, so I've been trying to practice it. And something my mom does is find humor in things.
Yeah.
Just laugh it off. You might look crazy, but rather you laugh it off than become extremely depressed, she says, or angry. Just instead of taking things to the extremes, just laugh it off.
Yeah.
Find humor in the small stuff.
Like, don't sweat the
Don't stress the small stuff, basically, and just laugh it off. So that's what's helped me. It's all really, this is just my take of it, and it's a lot easier said than done.
That's for sure. Yeah.
But it's helped me along the way. So
yeah. All right, everyone. That wraps the episode of Catching Up with J and K.
Woohoo!
I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and we will see you all next time.
Okay.
Bye.